Hello and good day, welcome to our YouTube channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be a fast, concise overview. Book of Lamentations, Chapter 1. Let's get started now. The Book of Lamentations is a collection of 5 poems that lament the destruction of Jerusalem and the Babylonian exile of the Jewish people. Chapter 1 of this book paints a vivid and heartbreaking picture of the devastation that has befallen the city and its people. The author, traditionally believed to be the prophet Jeremiah, speaks in the voice of the city itself, personifying it as a weeping and bereaved widow. The chapter begins with a stark contrast between the city's former glory and its current state of desolation. How lonely sits the city that was full of people. How like a widow has she become, she who was great among the nations. She who was a princess among the provinces has become a slave. Lamentations 1 verse 1. The author describes how the city's walls and gates have been destroyed, its leaders taken into exile, and its people left to suffer and starve. The chapter goes on to describe the intense grief and despair of the city's inhabitants. She weeps bitterly in the night, with tears on her cheeks. Among all her lovers she has none to comfort her. All her friends have dealt treacherously with her. They have become her enemies. Lamentations 1 verse 2. The people cry out to God, asking why He has allowed them to suffer such a terrible fate. Despite the overwhelming sense of loss and hopelessness that permeates the chapter, there are several important lessons that can be gleaned from its teachings. Firstly, the Book of Lamentations reminds us that sin has consequences. The Jewish people had turned away from God and embraced idolatry, and as a result, they were punished with exile and destruction. This serves as a warning to us today that we must remain faithful and obedient to God if we wish to avoid similar consequences. Secondly, the chapter teaches us about the power of grief and the importance of mourning. The people of Jerusalem are not afraid to express their pain and sorrow, and their cries to God are a powerful testament to the depth of their emotions. We too should be willing to acknowledge our own grief and seek comfort in God when we experience loss and hardship. Finally, the Book of Lamentations reminds us that even in the darkest of times, there is still hope. While the city of Jerusalem has been destroyed and its people scattered, the author still believes that God will one day restore them. The Lord is righteous, for I have rebelled against His commandment. Hear, I pray you, all people, and behold my sorrow. My virgins and my young men are gone into captivity. Lamentations 1 verse 18. This hope for restoration is a powerful reminder that even in our most difficult moments, we should never lose faith in God's love and mercy. In terms of day-to-day applications, the teachings of the Book of Lamentations can be applied in several ways. Firstly, it reminds us to be mindful of our actions and their consequences. We must strive to live in a way that is pleasing to God and avoid the temptation to embrace sin and idolatry. Secondly, the book reminds us of the importance of acknowledging and processing our emotions. It is okay to grieve and to express our pain to God, and in fact, doing so can be a powerful source of comfort and healing. Finally, the book teaches us to hold on to hope even in the darkest of times. No matter how dire our circumstances may seem, we can always find strength and courage in our faith and trust in God's plan for our lives. In conclusion, the Book of Lamentations, Chapter 1, provides a poignant and powerful meditation on the consequences of sin, the importance of mourning, and the enduring hope that is found in God. Despite the devastating destruction and loss described in the chapter, there are important lessons to be learned about faith, resilience, and the power of prayer. By applying these teachings to our daily lives, we can strive to live in a way that is pleasing to God and find comfort and strength in even the most difficult of circumstances. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.